Hello, this is Harold H.B. Bell, and you're listening to The Spectrum, and I'm here with Dr. Jane Yip, and The Spectrum is a podcast designed to give you relative information of everything and anything that's happening on the autism spectrum disorder scale. Dr. Yip, we've been talking about pretty much everything from the beginning on what is autism, and now we're moving down to taking charge and accepting what is relative to daily living and how it is experienced when something goes wrong. Let's talk about what, because this is going to happen pretty much on a continuous basis, because things go wrong when we're dealing with children on the spectrum.
Yes, this is to illustrate something that you're probably experiencing right now. Things going wrong. What would the challenges look like, right? To start the day, well, every day you got to get up. You may have difficulty getting your child up with autism out of bed. Or maybe they keep waking up in the middle of the night. That's the first step. Next thing, they got to get cleaned up. You have to get them to brush their teeth, eat their breakfast, and put their clothes on. These are all self-care things. And I will tell you what, these things can seem like World War III. They will fight you and you will be stern with them. You would maybe even bribe them. You might be persuading them and they would say no. And then you have a time crunch. You need to get out the door. And some parents tell me that they just drag their naked child to school because they just could not fight them to put their clothes on. Mm-hmm. It can be as bad as that. So self-care challenges. If you experience that, you probably know what I'm talking about. The other thing is, usually it comes together emotional outbursts. I don't want to, and crying, throwing a tantrum, yelling, screaming, throwing things, pulling hair, biting, depending on how worked out that child is. So these are another problem. And the other thing is insistent on sameness, which is typical in autism. You know what? They would insist that their breakfast plate be of a certain type. There are children who would refuse to eat because mom did not put their food on the right kind of plate. And the food has to be placed in a certain order. The ritual, the insistence on ritual can be pretty extreme. Now that can make things really challenging, especially if you're in a hurry. And you may be able to accommodate 1 day, 2 days. But when this happens, you're days after days, week after week, you will get tired. I mean, that's a given. The other thing is, because, just sitting on the table, eating with them, it's not an easy undertaking. Lots of disruption, and I'm sure that parents do not want to share that with their neighbors and their friends, so that will result in limited social engagement. And if you have another thing is, if sitting down eating with a child and fighting with them is so much struggle, then other neurotypical siblings can be neglected. So they will feel like mom and dad never pay attention to them, and that's a challenge. And the result is limited range of activity because, if you have such a lot of challenge, you would not want to go to a restaurant, right, to have onlookers. So you will be going out and you get more and more limited, and there will be a lack of understanding. Let's say you do take them out shopping and they are crying and you have to drag them off and put them in the car. Onlookers, strangers may think that you're a poor parent. You may have family members who says that you overprotect your child and does not understand. Those things are common. So the end result on your part is worries, frustrations, and burnout because you're going to do this day in and day out. So these are the challenges. If you recognize these challenges, I empathize with you.
And this, you couldn't, I was over here just thinking and my brain was rolling. I was thinking about the parents who might have had a child who is quote unquote normally functional and that child's used to getting up, taking his own shower, eating his own breakfast, knowing what time to come in after he gets off the school bus, and then you have this other child where you're pretty much obligated to take care of them every day. That's the reason this is so important.
Not only that, you are fighting with them to do every step.
Absolutely.
Now this is what I've described is a young child that has a lot of emotional outburst behavior problems, but it doesn't have to be. Teenagers can have problems as well. The kind of problem that I've been told and also observed is teenagers that completely isolate themselves in their room, refusing to get out of their room, refusing to eat with other family members, and some of them refuse to go to school and do anything. So they just become like, I guess, planted in their room, not doing very much. That's not leading life. That's a challenge as well. And to get them out of their room, to even go for a doctor's visit, can be an undertaking. So these are challenges as well.
And I appreciate all that information, Dr. Yip. So first we have to accept what's going on when we find out, and we're dealing with someone on the spectrum, because it's a daily challenge, as Dr. Yip said. But next on the spectrum, we're going to be talking about how to look this problem in the face and take charge of it. You've been listening to The Spectrum.